Tragedy at sea. At least 54 migrants die as boat sinks off Yemen. Imagine the sheer terror and desperation as a boat crammed with around 150 hopeful migrants succumbs to the relentless waves off Yemen's coast. At least 54 lives were tragically lost, with dozens more still unaccounted for, according to health officials. This heart-wrenching incident unfolded on Sunday, as bad weather claimed another grim toll in the perilous journey from Africa to the Arabian Peninsula. But here's where it gets controversial. While the world watches in horror, the question remains, why do these migrants risk everything on such treacherous voyages? The answer lies in the desperate search for a better life, away from poverty and conflict. But is the international community doing enough to address the root causes of this migration crisis? Let's dive deeper into the details. The boat capsized off the Ahwar district in Yemen's southern Abyan province, security sources revealed. Abdul Qadir Bajamil, a provincial health official, shared that out of the approximately 150 people on board, only 10 were rescued, 9 Ethiopians and 1 Yemeni. The search for survivors continues, with rescuers combing the treacherous waters in the hope of finding more. And this is the part most people miss. The International Organization for Migration, IOM, reports that Yemen is seeing a significant surge in irregular migrants arriving from Africa. These migrants embark on a perilous journey across the al-Mandab strait, which separates Djibouti and Eritrea from Yemen, in flimsy boats. Their ultimate goal? To reach Saudi Arabia and other Gulf countries in search of work and a better future. The IOM describes this route from the Horn of Africa to Yemen as one of the world's busiest and most dangerous mixed migration routes. Last year alone, over 60,000 migrants arrived in Yemen, each with a story of hope and desperation. But here's a thought-provoking question. Should more be done to secure these routes and provide safer alternatives for migrants? Or is the focus too often on border control rather than addressing the underlying issues that drive people to make these dangerous journeys? The debate rages on, and we want to hear your thoughts. Are the current efforts enough, or is there more that can be done to protect these vulnerable individuals? Share your opinions in the comments below, and let's spark a meaningful discussion on this pressing issue. Deadly migrant boat wreck, over 60 lives lost off Yemen coast. A tragedy unfolded off the coast of Yemen as a rickety boat carrying desperate migrants capsized in violent seas, claiming the lives of over 60 people in a single horrific incident. This isn't just a story of loss. It's a stark reminder of the human cost of global migration crises and the perilous choices forced upon vulnerable populations. But here's where it gets controversial. While the world condemns the deaths, the systems that drive people to risk everything remain largely unchanged. Let's break this down. The incident occurred in Yemen's southern Abyan province, where a vessel packed with approximately 157 passengers, mostly Ethiopian nationals, was swamped by rough weather. As of now, 68 bodies have been recovered, 12 individuals rescued, and dozens still missing. The International Organization for Migration, IOM, called the event heartbreaking, a term that barely scratches the surface of the devastation. Imagine being one of those passengers, clinging to a flimsy boat in a storm, knowing that the alternative, staying in poverty, is no less dire. Yemen has long been a gateway for migrants from the Horn of Africa, many fleeing war, famine, or economic collapse in search of work in the Gulf. Yet this route is anything but safe. The IOM estimates hundreds have died or vanished in similar disasters over the past months alone. And this is the part most people miss. The role of human traffickers. Smugglers deliberately overload boats and send them into hazardous conditions to evade authorities, as reported by the IOM. One survivor recounted how their boat was stuffed like sardines, a chilling metaphor for the inhumanity of the trade. The scale of the disaster is staggering. In the Khanfar district alone, 54 bodies were found onshore, while 14 others were taken to a morgue in Zanzibar. Search teams combed miles of coastline, discovering more remains scattered like grim evidence of a broken system The IOM's Yemen chief, Abdussader Essoev, emphasized that this isn't just a Yemeni problem. It's a global one. We're not asking for handouts, he said. We're asking for legal pathways that let people migrate with dignity, not desperation. But here's the debate. Should countries prioritize tightening borders or expanding legal channels? Essoev's call to enhance regular migration pathways sparks a crucial question. Is it fair to blame migrants for taking risks when the only options are death or destitution? Meanwhile, the IOM's Missing Migrants project paints a harrowing picture. Over 3,400 deaths and missing persons recorded along this route in the last decade, with drowning accounting for nearly half. And this isn't an isolated tragedy. In March, 2 other boats sank near Dubab, with only 2 survivors. Despite the risks, tens of thousands continue to make the journey. Over 60,000 migrants arrived in Yemen in 2024 alone, a number that feels almost surreal in its horror. So what's the solution? The IOM argues for stronger legal protections and safer migration routes. But critics counter, can we truly solve this without addressing the root causes, conflict, poverty, and inequality in migrant-sending regions? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you believe governments should do more to create legal migration options? Or is the responsibility on migrants to find safer alternatives? Share your perspective in the comments below.